Hello, chat. It is September 17th. I just woke up from a nap and I'm getting ready to go and head out to work. I woke up today at like 8 o'clock, did my grooming routine, ate some breakfast. I had some French toast, some eggs, and some bacon. And I had my multivitamins and I got my creatine drink ready. And then I had to take a nap because I was super tired after eating all that food. I'm giving this a try again because I did say I want to start doing these daily vlogs again, but it's just so hard to get into them. I did wake up this morning and something pissed me off, so I might talk about that later when I get the time because I don't I don't understand what the fuck people be like. I don't know why people think I'm someone to play with. But more on that later. I am debating if I want to go to the gym today right now because my entire upper body. For context, I crashed my car on my 28th birthday, and so I just recently got a new car last weekend, and so I've immediately jumped back into the gym. And right now, my entire upper body is sore from working out, and so today is supposed to be leg day. And so I'm thinking if I do go to the gym, I'm just gonna do like leg focus workouts and skip any upper body because I literally just can't take anymore. Like everything hurts. I can barely move my arms. Um, but other than that, I have nothing else to say right now. I'm about to hop in my car, go to work, and hopefully today is a good day. It is like almost midnight now. I went to the gym, but honestly, I could not get through my workout. I've been tired all day. My entire upper body is sore, like I said earlier. So, like, I barely could get through my workout. I still, like, drank a Celsius, hoping that that would, like, help the situation, and it really didn't. I got through the Stairmaster. I did 15 minutes on that, did some stretches, did some ab workouts, and then I did a few squats on a squat machine, and then I was like, yeah, I'm going home. I did find out that my general manager finally sent in the letter of recommendation that I requested from him. He sent it by mail, so it's gonna take a while for that to be received by the LSAC, and I just gotta wait on that before I can actually start finally applying to some law schools. So waiting for that. I wanted to touch briefly on the bullshit that happened this morning. Let me first start by providing some context. There was this post on Twitter um, from this user that I've been following for a while. They always are just posting like really interesting takes. They're very pro-black, pro-LGBTQ, pro-humanitarian, all that stuff. So I thought it was an interesting tweet. It basically said that it was part of a larger discussion about why bisexual men who are open mostly date gay guys, and there was conversation about how the reason is, or why openly bisexual men aren't open about their bisexuality, things like that, is because of the homophobia that they experience from women. And so when they're openly bisexual, uh, they tend to only have, well, primarily have access to men as dating and sexual partners. And the tweet that I read was saying something along the lines of, these bisexual men are not more open or accepting. That's just kind of like an illusion. So basically the tweet is like, these men are not more open and accepting just because they're like hooking up and sleeping with gay men. More so often, it's just that they're kind of like using their kind of weaponizing their sexuality and exploiting gay men and exploiting sexual discretion. So basically, like, what that means is, like, they're not really standing in their truths, and there is a lot of circumstances. I have a lot of experience with that kind of thing in my dating life, if you can call it that, where there are these men who are bisexual and they're not really open about that. Like, they're publicly straight, but behind closed doors, they're having sex with both men and women. And so the tweet resonated with me because I'm like, that's so what I've been experiencing in life. Like, yeah, these men are not more open and not more accepting. They wouldn't give you an honest answer if you asked them in public what their sexuality was. Because they're not standing in their truth, they're using gay men and trans women as sexual objects, and it's a very like self-gratuitous way in which leaves these people that they're using as sexual gratification dehumanized and objectified. And so I posted that tweet, and this guy that I hooked up with him like years ago, but we just never unfollowed each other on Snapchat, which is where I posted the screenshot of this tweet to. And he had the audacity to say to me, "You're not as deep as you think you are. You're actually annoying." And mind you, I posted the screenshot like in the middle of the night. I don't even know what time it was, so I posted the screenshot, went to sleep and woke up to this message in the morning, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm reading this weird message that I got, and I'm like, why would he even say this? It's obvious that the tweet that I posted triggered him, and that was one thing. I'm like, okay, I can understand being upset about that. Low-key, it's talking shit about the type of shit that you do. But then I went like to watch his story, and then he's just basically talking shit about me and insulting my intelligence, and that shit pissed me off. He was saying things along the lines of, you know, people who have degrees think that they're so intelligent, and I know people who are on the president's list right now, and all of their essays are written by AI, and there are so many people who have like degrees and don't work in their field, and I'm just like, none of that fucking applies to me. And the fact that you were so triggered that you had to go through like and do all of that when you've been following me for years and we haven't hooked up in years, is just so fucking weird. Like, these people don't engage with me unless they're like full of lust. And so I'm like, you really don't know any level of my intellect to be talking to me or about me in this fashion, and to have the audacity to talk to me like this when you're a closeted DL man is just insane. And like the way that society is structured to understand why these people move the way that they do, they're just incredibly selfish. I can understand why men remain DL, because we live in like a heteronormative society, and so like I'm not here to shame DL men, because I get it. There is a lot of issues, challenges that you face as an openly gay man that you wouldn't face as a straight man. Ostracization, social isolation, things of that nature. So it's not like just being openly gay is gonna make life easier for everyone. So I'm not here to shame men who are DL, because I do get it, and I'm not here to expose anyone. I just don't think that's in my best interest for safety reasons. and just for ethical reasons. But it is challenging as an openly gay man to date, specifically in the city that I live in, because there just isn't a lot of LGBTQ plus spaces here. And so it's not like there's like a whole lot of community to gather around. So a lot of the dating that occurs in the city, at least from my experience, and I think most gay men's experience is online dating. And because of the culture, because this isn't necessarily a large city, there are a lot of DL men, these kinds of men. And for me personally, I feel like most of the guys that I've been with sexually or romantically have been DL. And I want to contextualize what that means. There's most of the guys, when you open up these dating apps that are like within like maybe a 10, maybe in 15-mile radius are DL. Like we're openly gay men are outnumbered in this city because it's just the culture here is so homophobic. And so it's challenging to find someone that I'm attracted to who is also attracted to me and is also not DL. Like it's just, the chances of that happening are slim to none. And for me personally, it's just been, it hasn't been necessarily the best of times. I've experienced a lot of harm dealing with these kinds of men, psychological, physical, emotional harm. And it's taken its toll and it's built up inside of me. It's caused me to think differently about romantic love and what place it has in my life and what it even means going forward for me in the future. And I've had to kind of reckon with not only my own behavior and choices, because obviously I have agency in these decisions and who I decide to get involved with, but also look at it from a structural, systemic lens where it's just part of the design, I guess. Like, I feel like most gay men in this city who are openly gay not because maybe they necessarily want it to be, but because they don't have the ability to hide their gayness. Not everybody, obviously, but I feel like in this specific area, if you have the ability to pass as straight, then that's the road that you choose. I think it says something that it's easier to choose that road because of the way our society is structured. There's more of an incentive to be dishonest about who you are, both to yourself and to the public. Because I feel as though in my experiences with these men, there's so much gaslighting, not just to the people that they're sleeping with, but to themselves, where they oftentimes still are questioning and struggling with their own sexuality, you know, still calling themselves straight while actively engaging in homosexual behavior. There's just something to be said about the psychology of that. And so, yeah, that tweet resonated with me because it really is, it's apt. It's an apt criticism of the kind of behavior that we witness as gay men when we're trying to, as adults, enter the dating realm in a environment that is not necessarily conducive for healthy, positive relationships, healthy, positive, open relationships. And what I find is that because you're kind of shoehorned into this environment that automatically is itself rife with homophobia, even like, and it's crazy because it's like you get on a gay dating app, and now, like, because you have to specifically make an app for gay dating, you get on the gay dating app and still you're seeing the effects of homophobia from the wider society and how that now translates into the people who are using this app to try to find a connection. It's like you just can't escape it, right? So you have that as a dating environment. This is the dating pool. And there are these men who are not publicly identifying as gay or bi. And I know this for a fact because I've experienced it. I've gone to their pages and, nothing but talking about how much they love women and sexualizing women, objectifying women. But then you get the flip side of the coin and it's just bad. You almost would think that they're just hypersexual. And so, like, the tweet is kind of pointing to this behavior where, these bisexual men are, they're just self-gratuitous. They're not, they're entering these spaces that are supposed to be for gay men without any kind of intention on helping move the needle forward, being honest, treating the people that they're seeking, connections with any type, because they're not, I don't even know what the fuck they're doing, but they're purely entering these spaces with self-interest. And when it comes to these situations where they're DL, they're kind of utilizing discretion as power in these dynamics that they're forming with what I would say is a vulnerable population of gay men who are seeking connection in just not the best of places. It's a place that is not necessarily supportive of that kind of love or connection. So it's hard and it's frustrating, and I was really fucking irritated when that man sent me that post talking about you're just not that deep. It's like, no, you're not that deep. You don't think deeply about these things, about what kind of behavior you're doing. You people participate in this gaslighting behavior where you're lying to yourselves, you're lying to the people you're sleeping with, and you're lying to the public. You're just not honest people. And at the end of the day, like, I just can't have any respect for that. And it's absolutely fucking crazy to me that someone who has no respect for anyone and can't even be honest with themselves about who they are would ever decide that in their mind that disrespecting me is an option, because it's just fucking insane. I don't think that I'm the one that anyone should ever play with, to be honest. But I think that's all I have to say about that subject. I hope it made sense. I'm gonna edit this because it's a lot of rambling. But that's all I have to say. I am about to take a melatonin because I have been struggling with sleep lately, and it's really been fucking with me. Like I was at work today, and I just was so tired. I was so tired, and my muscles are so sore because I just got back in the gym, and I'm like, oh my god, everything hurts. I can't lift my shoulders. It's just a nightmare. Yeah, it's been hard, but I'm trying to get myself together. I'm trying to focus on, like I said, I'm trying to stay focused on my goals. I'm trying to commit to finding or getting into a decent law school, and chasing beauty, chasing aesthetics. I really I'm just not sure how to feel about my hair these days. Like some days I'm like, oh, I really love it. Some days I'm like, what the fuck is going on up here? So I think I want to get a retwist done soon, see if I like it better then. But other than that, I'm just living life, trying to make the best of everything. I hope I can stay committed to these. It's a weird experience talking to this camera, but I feel like it might help. It might get me somewhere. So I'm gonna call it a night.